Okay, the first thing I'd like to say is that whatever has happened in Iran with this girl showing her lock of hair or showing her hair is brutal, condemnable, deplorable, and totally out of sync with Islam. I do not agree with Dr. Ranganathan's interpretation, and perhaps one day you can put him and me on and on, one to one, and he can quote and I will counter. Okay, so, but I'm not into that at this point of time. At this point of time, what the point I am trying to make is that veiling in Islam, this kind of hijab is not mandatory. I would like to challenge anyone on this panel to show me where it is mandatory. Yes, it is said that you cover yourself and you cover your bosom when you go out. There was a circumstance that has asked for it, and there are multiple interpretations right from the early centuries to the modern centuries where this has been interpreted in different ways, but nowhere has been it's called obligatory. It is neither fardul ain nor fardul kifaya. Fard is obligatory. That means not on an individual basis, not on a collective basis. So therefore, I think that whatever the High Court judgment has come, where it is said that in a school, see, India has a constitution where women can dress as they choose, and that is the greatness of our constitution. So she can dress as she chooses wherever
but Dr.
she
Ali,
goes.
but Dr. Ali,
it's a school and there is a
yes,
uniform.
that is true. But Dr. Zeenat Ali, listen to me, please.
Yes.
You know what is going on right now in the Supreme Court, don't you?
Yes.
They are quoting the same verses, perhaps, that Dr. Ranganathan has quoted. And they are saying that it's in the book. The High Court has got it wrong. And the Supreme Court, now I know that you differ on this point, but forget that. Let's forget that. Let's set that aside. I'm only wanting to ask you, Dr. Ali, straightforward question. If for a moment we concede that it is in the books, can it still remain a matter of choice, yes or no? Or is the Iranian example telling us that if it's in the book, you are goners?
I agree with you, Rahul. First of all, when we are looking at any kind of a context within the Quran, you take the word hijab, and nowhere is it referred to as women's clothing. I have written a whole article.
Sure, I'm only asking you, if the Supreme Court accepts the position of the great Dushyant Daves of the world, who in the cloak of I suppose, championing religious freedom rights, have forgotten that when you do that in the context of Islam, and the Supreme Court is convinced that yes, it is an essential practice, you will take away the agency of choice from the woman. Am I right or am I wrong, Dr. Ali? Simple.
No, the point you are making is quite right.
It's quite right.
You see, the whole point is...
It's quite right. So today the message from Iran, Dr. Ali agrees with me.
I agree with this one,
yes, ma'am. But ma'am, what if the court goes with what Dushyant Dave and Dr. Ranganathan are reading out or will be reading out in the context perhaps of the arguments in court? If they come up with enough material to convince the court that look, at the end of the day,